Okay, hopefully you can hear me now. Can I be heard now? Okay, so when we look at on the real the water in Proverbs 6:23, it says, "For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light." You hear that? The law that the Most High wrote with his finger is light. And with this law and with the commandments, it says, "And reproofs of instruction are the way of life." You see? And this is what the prophets always went out to witness the children of Israel and everyone else that hears unto this day, and brought forth the word of the Most High, which people refuse to hear. You know, I don't understand how you could be programmed. You got a whole Bible from Genesis and the Old Testament, from the law and the prophets, and you have the Apocrypha, and you just can just eliminate the fact that all those books before you get to the New Testament existed before the New Testament, and you just eliminate it and you say it's okay. What kind of mindset is? That's why, I appreciate I appreciate the fact that, you know, these things are being revealed in these last days. The only New Testament Bibles, you know? And when you look back for us, why would they need to create a slave Bible? Why would they need a special Bible for the slaves who are us? Why would they make a Bible for the slaves that took out the laws? That's why our people can really function on and really adhere to the fact that we're not under the law. Way back in slavery, wasn't taught no laws. It was taken away from us. You gotta understand this. In the slave Bible, there is no laws. The laws are taken away. So you can eat whatever you want to eat, do whatever you want to do, and you still gotta, serve them. And then they told you we were going to heaven after we died. That kind of madness. You see what I'm saying? That's like, come on. That's why it says, "For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light." If they speak not according to this word, it's because there's no light in them. And that law that the Most High, look, the Most High wrote this with his finger. That's why I got to put it in your face every time I can, because you got to understand, when you're saying you're not under the law, that look, that's the work of the Most High. Tell the Most High you ain't got to do what he say do. Look, Deuteronomy 9 and 10. I know y'all don't like it, but I'm going to keep it real. Deuteronomy 9 and 10, the 9th chapter, 10th verse. "And the Most High delivered unto me," that's Moses, "2 tables of stone written with the finger of the Most High." Written with the finger of the Most High. Written with the finger of the Most High. You hear this? "And on them was written according to all the words which the Most High spake with you," that's the children of Israel. We the 12 tribes of Israel, was 13 that were Dan at that time, "in the mount out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly." So the Most High wrote this with his finger. And y'all saying you ain't got to do what he said do. That's what you're saying. When you say not under the law, you saying I ain't got to do what you said. Tell me to do, Most High, in his face. Because every Most High, his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man, even the secret parts. So there's nothing that's going on that's not being recorded in the books. Understand this. That's why it's so important to find out as much as you can to get closer to him. And not the whole objective of the world is to push you away from him. That's why I know they don't like what's coming out here through the spirit of the Most High in these last days. Because people not pushing the Most High. They'll prove me wrong. They pushing people. People. Maybe a Mashiach Yahushua, is not the Most High that kind of way, but I'm talking about him by himself. That's why he said he's not going to be accepted until he put all of Mashiach Yahushua's enemies under his footstool. So I'm here to tell you in the last days, man, the future in the present, if you can hear. And you're going to see that we were so wicked that the prophets brought the word of the Most High, and it's no different than it was then and now. People hated the prophets. They hated the word of the Most High. They hate him. But they're going to use man as an excuse to annihilate man in the place of the Most High. This is what happened with us. They don't want no laws. They don't want no laws. They don't want no commandments of the Most High. That's why even today, and that's why I call it crisp insanity, because you're going to be burnt up crispy to the utmost, and you insane dealing with thinking that you don't have to follow the Most High. Come on. All praise to the Most High. Khan. You see? It ain't going out void. Somebody going to hear. The right ones, the elect, going to hear, and they're going to start praising the Most High. You're going to understand that he's the only one. He's the only one that can bring salvation, powers, and authority on this earth. He's the only one going to bring a righteous kingdom on this earth. Habashai can't make a move until the Most High say, you can move now. Other than that, come on. This don't take a rocket science to figure it out. It's just a matter of y'all are very rebellious, y'all very stiff-necked, you're hard-hearted, and don't want to deal with what it takes to be able to exalt him. Come on, man. Look, how you gonna be part of the remnant? Y'all talking about y'all the elect and all this stuff, man. How you gonna be the remnant? And the remnant gonna do this. Gonna say, come up hither. I can't bring it out enough. Revelation 11 and 13, look. In the same hour, once he said, come up hither, when he said, come up hither, everybody ain't going up on them chariots. Everybody not going up in the chariots, but some are. Listen, he would say, come up hither. Then he said, and the same hour was there a great earthquake. That's destruction. And the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. This is the future. Prophecy. And the remnant, you hear that? That remnant. That 1/3. You know, got many different characteristics of who the remnant are. The chosen, the remnant, the elect, the election, the ransom, the redeemed, the glorified, the sanctified, the justified. All these names represent this remnant. You see? It says, and the remnant were frightened. They're going to be scared. They're going to be afraid then. See, a frightened don't mean being scared. That's why I say fear the Most High means to be afraid and scared of him. To do what he say do. Or you're going to be burnt crispy. Simple as that. You got a choice to choose life or death. Life is you're going to be right here on these chariots right here. That's that remnant. We're frightened. You're going to be scared. We're going to be scared. Most High right this out line up is me. Most High will. I don't know. The remnant go, but they're going to be scared. Look, and what they're going to do? And gave glory to the Most High power of heaven. You hear that? So that's the future. If you ain't doing it now, how you going to get on the chariots and all of a sudden you're going to start doing it then? Man, you better give glory to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High, period. By some of myself, you better understand. He can't be praised enough. We can't glorify him enough. And if you're not glorifying him, hey, if you don't feel it, then hey, that's on you. But it's being written in the books, your thoughts, your speech, your actions, being written in the books. You know, a lot of y'all just talk about people, this, that, and third, whatever, this going on over here, this going on over there. That's all distraction against away from him. You better tap into him. That's why I look at, when you go through this, we'll go through this, you're going to see that our people, the chosen people of the Most High, rejected the Most High because he sent the prophets. It's like he's sending us out today in this days and time to bring forth his word. And people reject it. They hate, you know, I mean, they hate the fact that you bringing the word and bringing us back to the Most High. That's the problem. See, everybody's not bringing you back to the Most High. People want to be gathering Israel together, but they ain't bringing them back to the Most High. And loving him and caring about him and exalting him. Because it's just like pushed to the side. prove me wrong. I've been asking for months, maybe for years. What are scriptures at? What are precepts at on just him alone? Come on, y'all better understand. That's why I say he's not going to be accepted until he put all of Hamashiach Messiah's enemies under his footstool. So that's the future. The very future that we just talked about right here. That's right, man. All praise and honor to the Most High. Khan, somebody here, and that's going to be the elect. The elect going to be, man, come on. Hold on, look here. Go to Isaiah 34:16. I'll get hyped talk about the Most High. I don't know where y'all at. All praise to the Most High. Power and the Mashiach Messiah's our big brother. Isaiah 34:16. It says, seek ye out of the book of the Most High and read. No one of these shall fail. You know? No one of these shall fail. None shall want her make. Man, you can't match nothing with this Bible. Nothing could be matched up with the Bible. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. Like I say, you can't match no book with the Bible. Showing you the prophecies of what happened in the past, the present, and the future, man. Come on. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. That's why I tell you when 2 Peter's, let me see. 2 Peter's 2. Well, let's go 1 and 20. First and foremost. 2 Peter's 1 and 20. It says, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. You understand? That's why I tell you, you can't go by your own heart, your own mind. There's no private interpretation, right? It says, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, because they wanted to bring forth what it is that's going to be happening in the future. But holy men, you see, that's men that kept the laws and the commandments of the Most High. Holy men of the Most High spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit. You see? Holy men, what's holy? How you be holy? Y'all should know that class by now. Romans 7 and 12. Romans 7 and 12. Holy men, so holy men would have to be doing this. This defines holy. Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy. The law that we read about in Deuteronomy 9 and 10 that the Most High wrote with his finger, that's what's holy. The law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. You see? So holy men wrote as they were moved by the Holy Spirit. You understand? And that's why you can't match nothing up with this Bible. No book. I don't care what book you get. It's not going to match up with this Bible. When you start dealing with the things that's prophesied here, and we prophesy about what's going, I just told you about what's going to happen in the future. You want to be one of them remnant? Then you're going to glorify the Most High. You ain't glorified. How you going to be on the ships, on the chariots, 200 million angels coming with the Mashiach, and you're going to be on them ships, but you don't glorify the Most High. Now, until the time that this end that we just read about happens. Make that make sense? You're going to learn, oh, you see what they're doing, and you're going to do it. No, you ain't going to be that remnant. I done showed that many times, man, and tell you how we're going to be, singing songs of praise to the Most High. That's who's going to make it. But see, some of you, you're so prideful. And I got to keep it real because, and I don't care about, I'm not here for popularity. I'm here for the word of the Most High. And you're going to see that the same way that I'm dealing with talking about the Most High and they bringing the word of the Most High. They ain't like the prophets. They put them to death. They put them to death for bringing the word of the Most High. So I know what it is, That's why like I say, they got to deal with the angels that surround those that fear the Most High. That's what you got to watch out for. And you don't know where they at. They everywhere. They right on the earth waiting for the commandment of the Most High. Straight up. See, y'all think it's carnal. Ain't no carnal. This ain't carnal. This spirits. You talk about spirits in high places that's coming against those that want to bring us back to the Most High. You got spirits in high places on the right side with the Most High that's tearing their butt up. When they come against him, come on. How you gonna fight him? What's your method of fighting the Most High? When you bringing forth the Most High. Come on, y'all better understand. Little carnal stuff don't mean nothing. But spiritually, oh, you got something to deal with. Believe this. You better stand with the Most High. I'll tell you that. You don't stand with nobody else. You better stand with the Most High. Learn to praise him. John 17:17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Sanctify them through your truth. That word is truth. Your word is truth, right? And we know the truth class is what? Psalms 119, 142. Let's sing it together. That righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. See? So no way, shape, or form you're going to get away from what the law is and what the commandments is as being the truth. And then once you know the truth, then it makes sense when you look at John 8:32. They like to quote this, right? It says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You hear that? And ye shall know the laws and the commandments of the Most High, the moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and learn of the sacrificial laws. But we know Mashiach was the ultimate sacrifice. It says, and you shall know the truth. You're going to know the commandments and the laws of the Most High, and the truth, which is the laws and the commandments, shall make you free. That's why I say, hey, come on. Last book of the Bible, I mean, it seems like it should make sense. If y'all just really, tap in the spirit. Revelation 22:14. Blessed are they that do his commandments. That's his laws and commandments. That they may have right to the tree of life. You gonna have the tree of the life? You have right to the tree of life and don't keep the commandments? Follow what these Christmas Saturday organizations, religions are teaching people? That you're not under the law? How you gonna be at this? How you gonna observe this tree of life? How you gonna be there? How you gonna be here and you're following some type of doctrine that says you don't have to follow the Most High? I got to keep saying that because you giving the Most High your middle finger. He wrote the laws with his finger, and you giving the Most High your middle finger, and you know what that means. Prove me wrong. I challenge anybody on that. Prove me wrong. He would have said, blessed are they that do his commandments. We only have what? 7 more verses before the Bible's over? Come on. He said, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. So it's not talking about all the nations. It's talking about the Israelites only, because the gates is 12 gates. And each gate has the name of the 12 tribes on the gates. 3 gates on the north, 3 gates on the south, 3 gates on the west, 3 gates on the east. 3 times 4 is 12, right? And each gate has one tribe of the Israelites that's going through that gate. There's no one else that's going through the gate. You can't show me nowhere where, anybody else is going through that gate that's not an Israelite. Because he got angels that's guarding those gates to make sure that they know who is who. Most I gonna make sure, and I'm gonna make sure they know that you either Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar, that's going through one of those gates. Look, say for without, that's not going to be going through the gate are dogs. And dog is God spelled backwards. And that's a Germanic word that the Europeans created around the 5th century, 6th century AD, man. They took dog and spelled it backwards, came up with God. And y'all saying it, still representing them. And sorcerers, witches, and whoremongers. That's why they say they said the HIV now is AIDS on a high level. Whoremongers, y'all jumping around, sleeping with anybody and everybody, don't even care. No, you jacked up and still giving it to somebody else, man. Whoremongers and murderers, you don't love your brother? Man, come on, it take energy to sit up here and hate on somebody, man. Ain't sit up here hating on one. I want you to hear the truth. Everybody, no matter who you are, hear the truth. You're going to have to bow down to the Most High. One way or another, you're going to bow down now, you're going to bow down later, but everybody going to bow down to the Most High, and you're going to bow down to a Mashiach Yahushua. Come on. He coming to smite the nations. What you talking about? He ain't coming for no rose petals and stuff. He coming to kill. He coming to jack your butt up. That's why I say murderers, man. You that hate your brother, you a murderer. You hate your sister, you a murderer. And our big brother Esau hate us. You're a murderer. That's why I tell you in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, right here, it says Esau figures prominently in the prophetic scripture as a scene of great future judgment, right? Give scriptures to back it up. And then it says, she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. That's what it says. So that's our big brother, supposedly, right? But hey, he hate us. Everybody else hate him. You can see what's going on right now. Everything happened. Wait, time for the race wars. Murderers, ready to murder people. Us, because we are the chosen people of the Most High. Why we are just, looked at? Why they want to come against us? We ain't did anything. We the people that love everybody. Nobody love us. Come on, murderers, man. And idolaters, those that don't believe in the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If you learn to say the Most High is the power of Israel, who is that? He said his name is the Most High power of Abraham, who had a son named Isaac, who had a son named Jacob. Now, if the Most High the power of Abraham, the Most High allowed Abraham to have Ishmael first, right? But the Most High didn't choose Ishmael. He chose Isaac. And Isaac had Esau and Jacob, but the Most High didn't choose Esau. He chose Jacob. You see, it's specific. You can't get no other nation. How these other nations come in to be a part of with the Most High who I've been talking about? And he says his name in Exodus 3:15 is the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Can't get no clearer than that. Even on my second side, identified him as the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Come on. All throughout the Bible. That's his name. And when you use that name, come on. How's he your power? You got to be one of those 12 tribes of Israel: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar. So I know what I'm bringing out is not accepted by mainstream or those that want you to remain in gross darkness, ignorance, because it makes sense. Or you should be able to prove it, make it mean something different. That's why I say idolaters, man. If you're not talking about, when you say God, you say the Most High, whatever name you use for him, you ain't talking about he's the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel and named them 12 tribes. That's what Israelites need to start doing, because we're a nation. We're 12 nations that make up one nation. Most High told our forefather Jacob, his name going to be changed to Israel. He said a nation and a company of nations going to come from him. Right? So when we start identifying ourselves as a nation, that's why they don't want you to identify yourself as a nation. We're a community, we're a group, organization. We all things except for being the nation of Israel, who we are, man. The true nation of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we are. All praise to the Most High for that knowledge. He said, hey, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie, you hear that? You love and make a lie, hey, boom, you out of here. What's your judgment? Revelation 21:8. But the fearful, you scared of everything. That's why most of them give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of a sound mind, he said. But the fearful and unbelieving, you unfaithful people, and the abominable, you that are doing abominations, you're sinning against what the Most High told us to do, that's right from wrong. And murderers, again, those that unjustifiably kill their brother or kill someone, and those that hate their brother and their sister. Let me show you that, because you know what murder is. You don't know this other part. Most people don't know this other part. Look, First John, all praise to the Most High. 1 John 3:15. I say that because when I turn the pages, I go right there. I gotta give him glory, because I could go anywhere. You know what I mean? Sometimes I go and have to turn pages, all that. Sometimes when I'm about to say certain things, and I go there, I gotta give all praise to both sides. Bam, you turn. I don't have no tabs or nothing. I just turn the pages right there. All praise to both sides. And those little things of praise, he love to be praised. He love to be boasted on. But I don't know. It's real simple, but it seems like it's hard unless it just you maybe not about him. Let's see. 1 John 3:15. It said, "Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer." You see what I'm saying? I'm not just saying something to be able to just say it. You can regurgitate what I'm saying. I'm giving you the scripture. I'll give you the scriptures much as I can. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. You hear that? You hate your brother, you a murderer. And you know that no murderer, we done went to at least two places. This is the third place we done went to. No murderer have eternal life abiding in him. You see? So we got to really look at this for what it is. So that's why we have to be, like he says, sanctified, clean us up through the word, through the truth, man. And the truth, you know, shall make you free. And we just see the truth is the laws of the Most High. I said, what it say? Blessed are they that keep his commandments, right? You only have about 7 verses left before the Bible's over. It's all going to be there. You can't go nowhere where you could think that you don't have to do what the Most High say do, and you go into the kingdom. Get out of here, man. Y'all lost your mind. Y'all on some, they got a spell on you. I'll tell you that. You under a spell. You got sorcery. They say whoremongers and sorcerers, didn't it say? Those that's dealing with witches and psychics and all that, man. They got something on you. If you think you could do whatever you want to do, you don't have to do what the Most High said we have to do. In this Bible, man, that's why Ephesians 5:26. Ephesians 5:26. It says that he might sanctify and cleanse it with what? With the washing of water by the word. You see? We got to cleaned up. We cleaned up through the word, the proper application of wisdom. But we got to go back to the beginning of knowledge, which is gathering the right information. You're hearing the right information. It's just how do you apply the right information in your life to have wisdom? And once you apply this right information in your life, then you will learn how to depart from evil, which is understanding. But if you don't do what he say do, you are evil. He's coming for you. Straight up. I don't care. He coming for you. As it is written. I ain't something I'm making up. I can show you over and over again. St. John 15:3 said, now you are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Not your own thinking, not my own thinking, but the word that's in this Bible. That's how you be cleaned up, with the true understanding, not whatever we think on the top of our heads, because that's what people, I want to hear what you have to say. Yeah, that's probably what we have. Because we listen to somebody else, what they had to say, and they just took the Bible, had it in their hand, and just told her what the Bible said without proving anything. At least it's being recorded. You can go back and look. You missed the scriptures. You can go back and look at the scriptures and go over it. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here little and that little. Now look, let's go to Zephaniah. We're going to start getting into this. Zephaniah 3:5. Zephaniah 3:5. The just Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. He was not going to do wickedness, because the Most High is righteous. Everything he do is righteous. He will not do iniquity. He will not do wicked things. He will not do anything that's sinful. Every morning, does he bring his judgment to light. You know? Every morning does he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not. But the unjust knoweth no shame. You see? The unjust don't know, he said they don't know no shame. They're gonna continue to do exactly whatever they've been doing. And just like I'm telling you, we the people of this book. And we can relate to, at least I can relate to the things that they're doing now. Same thing they were doing in the past. What most I say, nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. Same thing that was happening back then is happening now. Nothing new under the sun. Real for real. So here, we're going to go to Jeremiah 26. Jeremiah the 26th chapter. So we're looking at the persecution of the prophets, you know, who are Israelites. All the prophets were Israelites. Go to Jeremiah 26. Let's look at verse 1. In the beginning of the reign of Joachim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, came this word from the Most High, saying, Thus say the Most High, stand in the court of the Most High's house, and speak unto all the cities of Judah, which come to worship in the Most High's house. All the words that I command thee to speak unto them, diminish not a word. So understand, he's telling them to speak the words that the Most High have to say. Remember we read in 2 Peter 1 and 20 that the prophets spoke the words of the Most High. He said, diminish not. Make sure you speak exactly what I'm telling you to speak. Just a moment. So he said, hey, speak the words that the Most High is telling him to speak. Jeremiah 26:2. Thus say the Most High, stand in the court of the Most High's house and speak unto all the cities of Judah, which come to worship in the Most High's house. All the words that that's the Most High, command thee to speak unto them. Diminish not a word. Don't change anything for what he's telling them to speak to us. If so be they will hearken, if so be they will listen, and turn every man from his evil way, that I may repent me of the evil, that I may feel a certain way and sorry for us, the Israelites, and turn away from the evil that he planned on doing. Because understand this. This is one thing you got to understand. Evil comes when you do things that's against the Most High. The only reason why he brings evil is because you draw evil to you. When you don't do what he say do, you have the right mind. If you have the wrong mind, the wrong speech, the wrong actions, then you draw evil to you. But if you know what's right, then you do what's right, and you bring the blessings to you. As simple as that. It's not a hard. Just look at the blessings and the curses in Deuteronomy 28. You know. Listen to what it says, verse 3. If so be they will hearken, if so be we will listen. As he talking to the children of Israel, Judah, southern tribes, man, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and all the other tribes, northern tribes that was with us, you know, at the time in captivity. It says, if so be they will hearken, they will listen, and turn every man from his evil way, that I may repent me, that's the Most High, of the evil, which I purpose to do unto them because of the evil of their doings. You see that? So he's not going to bring evil. He's not going to bring the evil to you if you're doing what's right. That's why it's so important to elevate him. If you elevate him and you're doing what he said do, you're going to be blessed. But we were doing evil. That's why he said, verse 4, and thou shalt say unto them. Remember he said, don't diminish a word. Say unto us, just us. Thus say the Most High, if ye will not hearken to me. He said, if you don't want to listen to me to walk in my law, listen up this, because ain't nothing new under the sun. He said, if you don't listen to me to walk in my law, which I have set before you, moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and sacrificial laws at this time, to hearken to the words of my servants, the prophets, to listen to the words of my servants, the prophets, so that you know, he said, the servants are with. We define the servants, and that should be clear of who the prophets are. As I said, all the prophets are Israelites. So who are the servants, the prophets? Let's go to the main one I like. Isaiah 44:21 defines who the servants are. Remember these, O Jacob and Israel. But thou art my servant. See, I have formed thee. Thou art my servant, O Israel. Thou shalt not be forgotten of me. All praises to the Most High. Regardless of what we go through, he said, we're not going to be forgotten of the Most High. Listen, going back to Jeremiah 26. So the servants are the Israelites. Now it says in verse 5, Jeremiah 26 and verse 5, to hearken to the words of my servants who are Israelites. We just proved that, the prophets. So the prophets are Israelites, whom I sent unto you, both rising up early and sending them. But ye have not hearkened. Here he said, rising up early and sending the prophets to us, we the Israelites. This is what it's talking about. And shalom and welcome. Give a like to the lesson so the algorithm can grow. It says, to hearken to the words of my servants, the prophets, whom I sent unto you, both rising up early and sending them, but ye have not hearkened. Say, then will I make this house like Shiloh, and will make this city a curse to all the nations of the earth. You hear that? You hear that? What the Most High said he's going to do? All we got to do is listen and do what he say do. He say, hey, he said, I will make this city a curse to all the nations of the earth. Straight up. And he said he's going to make the house of Judah and all the ones that with us as the tribes, man, like Shiloh. Come on, man. Peace. Peace upon us, man. But nah. He said, now it came to pass when Jeremiah had made an end of speaking all that the Most High had commanded him to speak unto all the people, that the priests and the prophets and all the people took him, saying, thou shalt surely die. You hear that? He's speaking the word of the Most High. He didn't diminish a word. That's why I say they always come after the messenger. But they really hate the Most High because it's his words that he's speaking, right? And what they tell him? Thou shalt surely die. This is what the prophets, the priests, and the prophets, and all the people took him, saying, thou shalt surely die. It's wicked priests, wicked prophets. Just like it is right now. The ones that don't want to allow us to bring forth this truth and come against the truth, they're coming against the Most High. In a Mashiach Yahushai, straight up. Why hast thou prophesied in the name of Yahweh Shama Mashiach Yahushai? That's what you're seeing right there. Most High Shama Mashiach Yahushai saying, this house shall be like Shiloh, and this city shall be desolate without an inhabitant. And all the people were gathered against Jeremiah in the house of the Most High. In the church, man. Everybody against him. Like yet people be against us for bringing forth the truth, the understanding of this Bible. The same people, just hear it in different flesh, same spirit, as you see here. When the princes of Judah heard these things, and they came up from the king's house into the house of the Most High, and sat down in the entry of the new gate of the Most High's house. Then spake the priests and the prophets unto the princes and to all the people, saying, talk about Jeremiah, this man Jeremiah is worthy to die. What did he say? Huh? What did he say that was worthy to be put to death? You see how simple they are? Simple-minded. That's why I call you all you simple-minded people, man. You know what he said? This man is worthy to die, for he hath prophesied against this city, as ye have heard with your ears. Verse 4 says what? And thou shalt say unto them, this is what he said. Thus said the Most High. You know that? He said, and thou shalt say unto them. The Most High is telling Jeremiah, tell we the children of Israel, thus said the Most High. Is Jeremiah saying it? No. Like here, we're bringing the precepts of what this Bible is really talking about. But they'll say, in a minute, I want to hear what you have to say. A lot of people don't want to hear what the Most High have to say. That's why they don't talk about the Most High. That's why they don't know him. Him by himself. And bing, you out of here because y'all ain't about him. It's the Most High word that's coming out. Jeremiah filled with the spirit of the Most High, bringing forth what the Most High is telling him to tell the people. Verse 11 again, Jeremiah 26. Then spake the priests and the prophets unto the princes and to all the people, saying, this man is worthy to die, for he hath prophesied against this city, as ye have heard with your ears. Okay, let me give you a prime example. It's no different than they want to kill him. They want to have him put to death, right? Ain't no different, man. Same old, same old. Just a different day and time. Now we're going to go to the time of a Mashiach Yahushua when he was on earth with them same kind of spirits that came back then. You got them same spirits that's right there or right here with us. Look, John 11:47. St. John 11, chapter 47 chapter. Mashiach started doing all these miracles, right? More miracles than we put in all the books of the world. Can't contain all the miracles that he done, right? So it seems like you'll be glad or happy the fact that, you know, people are being healed, people being blessed. But no, this is what they said. And that's what a lot of you about. You're about popularity. You're about trying to be somebody in this condition that we in, this damn nation that we in. And you're not helping the people come out of that condition because they think that they're supposed to be somebody too. Mashiach sat and make himself no reputation. Listen to what he did. And what these same spirits, you'll see the same kind of spirits is right here. St. John 11:47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? See the similarity. What do we? For this man doeth many miracles. Right? Talking about Mashiach Yahushua. He said, if we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him. You see that? He said, we leave a Mashiach Yahushua alone, everybody gonna believe on him, on a Mashiach Yahushua. And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. You see that? The Romans gonna come. They looking at, you know, what the Romans, what the so-called white man gonna do was the superpower of earth at the time of Mashiach walked the earth, which most people don't deal with, you know, history. They were the superpower of earth. They the ones that put him to death. But they said the Romans gonna come and take away both our place and nation. Right? And they did. In 70 AD, we fell. And one of them named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, ye know nothing at all. You don't know what you're talking about. He say, no, consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people. That's the children of Israel. That ain't talking about everybody. That's talking about the children of Israel. And that the whole nation perish not. Right? Whole nation, that's nation of the 12 tribes of Israel. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that a Mashiach should die for that nation. You hear that? And not for that nation only, not for those that were among them at that time, but that also he should gather together in one the children of the Most High, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, the northern kingdom, that were scattered abroad. And all those that were scattered abroad, because Judah scattered on the four corners of the earth too. Then listen, from that day forth, they took counsel together for to put him to death. That's why we're going to go over the apostles next. Now we're dealing with the prophets. So they took counsel to put him to death. No different than, like I say, these same spirits are here now. They were there then. And we going back to Jeremiah. They here, right here, what we reading about. Look. Jeremiah 26, verse 12. Then spake Jeremiah unto all the princes and to all the people, saying, the Most High sent me to prophesy against this house and against this city all the words that ye have heard that came from the Most High. The Most High sent him to prophesy against the city. But they're going to use man and think that dealing with man going to eliminate the Most High. No. Therefore now amend your ways. Now we got to amend our ways and your doings. We got to amend our doings and obey the voice of the Most High, your power. See that your power, that yours is a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. Point blank. He the power of who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let me show you. Some of y'all like to, y'all don't believe in the Old Testament. So for some of you that's dealing with the New Testament that you mostly probably don't know, most people don't know, let's look at what it says here in Matthew 22 and 31 and 32. Like I'm saying, he's the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. My Shabbat going to acknowledge him as the power, his name, this is his name, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right here. Matthew 22 and 31. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read? So you got to read this, preachers. That which was spoken unto you by the Most High, saying, I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living, right? But that's his name, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let's get that where he said, he declared that's his name. Why I'm saying it. In Exodus 3:15. Well, let's go to Exodus 3 and 6 first. Exodus 3 and 6. He declared it first right here. Exodus 3 and 6. Moreover, he said, I am the power of thy father, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. And Moses hid his face he was afraid to look upon the power, right? He's not dealing with, he's dealing with the angel of the Most High that's speaking for the Most High. In verse 2. And the angel of the Most High appeared unto him in a flame of fire, and that fire out of the midst of the bush. That fire is the word of the Most High. That's what the angels bring forth. The word of the Most High, the ministers of the Most High that bring the word of the Most High. Like fire. That's why I tell you in Jeremiah 23:29, it's hip talk. It's not my word like as a fire, like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. So you see, he identified himself as the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not the power of everyone, but the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now you go to verse 15. He let you know this clearly. Why myself Shai saying what he's saying? Exodus 3:15. And the Most High said, moreover unto Moses, through the angel, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Most High power of your fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob have sent me unto you. This is my name, how long? Forever. And this is my memorial unto all generations. That's why I identify him as the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob's name was changed to Israel. He became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, who was Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. You don't like that. Because if you're not one of them tribes, the Most High is not your power. You talking about God. You talking about the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's not your power. Verse 16, look at what he said. Go and gather the elders of Israel, because every tribe had elders over them together, and say unto them what? The most high power of your fathers, and yours a personal possessive pronoun, the power of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. And he see what's being done to us in this Egypt, captivity, slavery, and bondage. But it's going to be a judgment. Simple as that. Uh, Jeremiah 26. And verse 13 again. He said, therefore now remember they talking about killing them, Jeremiah. Therefore now amend your ways and your doings, and obey the voice of the Most High, your power. Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the Most High will repent him of the evil that he hath pronounced against you. He won't bring the evil that he's pronounced against we as the children of Israel, but doing abominable things. As for me, behold, I am in your hand. Do with me as seemeth good and meet unto you. Meet me right unto you. He said, I'm in your hands. You can't do nothing. He said, hey, do to me whatever you think is right unto you. But know ye for certain that if ye put me to death, ye shall surely bring innocent blood upon yourselves, and upon this city, and upon the inhabitants thereof. For of a truth, the Most High have sent me unto you to speak all these words in your ears from the Most High. Listen, then said the princes and all the people unto the priests and to the prophets, this man is not worthy to die, but he has spoken to us in the name of Yahweh Shammah Mashiach Yahushai, our power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then rose up certain of the elders of the land, and spake to all the assembly of the people, saying, Micah, the Morashite, prophesied in the days of Hezekiah, king of Judah, the prophet Micah, that have a book concerning Micah, an Israelite, and spake to all the people of Judah, saying what? Thus said the Most High power of hosts. Michael said the Most High power army of angels. That's hosts. Zion shall be plowed like a field. Zion represent the land of Zion and the children of Israel. We, the children of Israel, represent Zion, shall be plowed like a field. And Jerusalem shall become heaps, and the mountain of the house as the high places of a forest. Did Hezekiah, king of Judah, and all Judah put him at all to death? But he tell him, hey, this land gonna be finished, and y'all gonna be finished. Did Hezekiah, king of Judah, and all Judah put him at all to death? Did he not fear the Most High and besought the Most High? And the Most High repented him of the evil which he had pronounced against them. Thus might we procure great evil against our souls. And there was also a man that prophesied in the name of Yahweh Shammah Mashiach Yahushai, Uriah, son of Shemaiah. You know, they got a reason with these cats to not to kill Jeremiah, man. That's how wicked we are. And what? The same spirits back here today. Don't think it's gonna be they worse though. They worse. I'll show you they worse. So Uriah, the son of Shemaiah of Kirjath Jearim, who prophesied against this city and against this land according to all the words of Jeremiah. And when Joachim, the king, with all his mighty men and all the princes heard his words, the king sought to put him to death. But when Uriah heard it, he was afraid and fled and went into Egypt. Had to run into Egypt. We ran into Egypt a lot, right? Because you know Israel's right there. Run right into Egypt. all the time, a lot of times, you know. And Jeroboam the king sent men into Egypt, namely Elnathan, the son of Ahor, and certain men with him into Egypt. And they fetched forth Elijah out of Egypt and brought him in unto Jeroboam the king, who slew him with the sword, killed him with the sword. See that? And cast his dead body into the graves of the common people. Nevertheless, the hand of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, was with Jeremiah, that they should not give him into the hand of the people to put him to death. Man, that's our people, y'all. Fighting for your life, man. So look, hold on. Get Second Ezra. Second Ezra's first chapter. And verse 32. Second Ezra, the first chapter, and verse 32. Second Ezra is 1 and 32. Look at this. So I send unto you my servants, the prophets, right? That I is the Most High. He said, I send unto you my servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain, killed them, and torn their bodies in pieces. You know? Tore the prophets' body, not only killed them, tore their bodies in pieces, whose blood I will require of your hands, said the Most High. So he like he said, he rose up early to send the prophets, and he said, we killed the prophets and tore their bodies to pieces. Man, that's why there's a price to pay, man. That's like, you look at Revelation 6 in verse 9. Revelation 6 and 9. Turn this down. Revelation 6 and 9. So lock here. Revelation 6 and 9. So the Most High said he rose up early and sent the prophets, and we killed them and tore their bodies to pieces. So it tell you in Revelation 6 and 9, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them. Just a moment, I got all this. Is he trying? Turn this off. I'm a volume booster on here. So it says, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw on the altar. Let me see if we go right now. He saw on the altar where the priest was the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High. Like we just read. You know, Israel killed the prophets and tore their bodies to pieces. So Most High is seen under the altar. That's the priests. They were the prophets bringing forth the word of the Most High, the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Most High, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Come on. Let you know, hey, those same spirits that killed the prophets gonna be back here now. And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants, who are the children of Israel, also, and their brethren, who are the children of Israel, that should be killed as they were, should be fulfilled. See? He's going to revenge that blood and them that killed. Those that brought the word of the Most High. It's going to be more. You know, that's why if you're doing something right, you're going to be dealing with something real. And they definitely don't want you coming back to the Most High. I'm telling you that. For real, for real. That's the whole objective. Everybody, if you talking about people that don't care, he got you under their spell. He got you saying LORD, calling on their gods, their idols. You know, you saying God was a dog spelled backwards, still them. Still got you calling on them, praising them. LORD, which is BAAL, MASTER. Got you calling on their God, PAAL. I mean, come on. Let's go to 2 Chronicles, the 24th chapter. 2 Chronicles, the 24th chapter. Start at verse 1. Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign. 7 years old. He began to reign. And he reigned 40 years. So he's 47 years old. He reigned for 40 years, right? In Jerusalem. His mother name also was Zibiah of Beersheba. That's where we lived when I went to Israel, Beersheba. And said, and Joash did that which was right in the sight of the Most High all the days of Jehoiada the priest. And Jehoiada, listen, Jehoiada is the priest, right? And Jehoiada took for him 2 wives, and he begot sons and daughters. So Jehoiada the priest had 2 wives, and he begot sons and daughters. And it came to pass after this that Joash was minded to repair the house of the Most High. So he gonna, repair the house of the Most High. Where we gather, to praise the Most High. Shalom. I said, and he gathered together the priests and the Levites and said it to them, go out unto the cities of Judah and gather of all Israel money. And gather of all Israel money. And gather of all Israel money. Because a lot of y'all think that money is not needed in dealing with bringing forth this truth and what it is that you have to deal with to bring forth the truth. Everything costs, man. So he's telling you, gather of all Israel money to repair the house of your power. Yours a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership of the Israelites. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you just read, that's his name forever. From year to year. You hear that? From year to year. Money to repair the house of the Most High from year to year. So take money. Way back here, y'all talking about, y'all think we have money? We have money. Let me show you. Let me show you a shekel. I got a shekel right here. Bam, this is our money right here. Can you see that? That's our money right there. Straight from Israel. That's a shekel. You got the ancient Hebrew, have no Yiddish on it, don't have no modern Hebrew. It's got ancient Hebrew all on it. A shekel right there. Money. He said to help build the house of the Most High from year to year. and see that ye hasten the matter. Make it fast, man. Howbeit the Levites hasten it not. They didn't make they didn't hurry and do this. And the king called for Jehoiada the chief and said unto him, why hast thou not required of the Levites to bring in out of Judah and out of Jerusalem the collection of money, according to the commandment of Moses, the servant of the Most High? You hear that? That's the law. To gather the money to make sure that the priesthood and the house of the Most High can continue to go forward. Money, you said, didn't it? I mean, that's what I read. It said Judah, verse 5, Judah. It says the cities of Judah and gather all of Israel money to repair the house of the most of your power from year to year, and see that ye hasten the matter, make it quick. Howbeit the Levites hastened it not. That's why he said, hey, why you always rebellious, always not doing what the Most High said do? Look what he said. And the king called for Joiada the chief and said unto him, why hast thou not required of the Levites to bring in out of Judah and out of Jerusalem the collection, which is the money, according to the commandment of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and of the congregation of Israel for the tabernacle of witness? That's what he's telling you, man. It takes money to do this. It's not free, it's like, and I think people look at, oh, well, I don't have nothing, so I don't have to give anything. No, it say, buy the truth, sell it not. And wisdom and understanding, man. I mean, you see here, this is what we did. Because a lot of y'all just think that it was just fruit and vegetables and crops and whatever and livestock, whatever, man. I said money. Point blank, I just showed you our money. We had our own money, man, shekels. So that little, I remember a brother, he used to go around and get bottles and cans and go to the place to cash them in. And he would take everything out of his pocket and put it in there, be all kind of change and all kind of, you just take all everything, here's my donation. It amounted to some, people that have come up, they've given all, they went out just, like our money bucket is heavy because somebody just put all kind of coins in there, kind of change in there, you know what I mean? Like, well, I don't know, it just seemed like people y'all did it in the church, but when it come down to coming into the truth, it's like people take it lightly, but believe me, everybody that you see in this truth that endure, we put our brick, to put our brick in there, man, to make it happen. So it's still happening, man. Nobody's doing whatever they're doing without money. Understand this. A little adds up to a lot. But our people look, I don't have that much, but he gave all. I mean, that's just like how much I was trying to say about that. The man that had a lot of money and he was giving money in the treasury, but what he gave was a lot compared to what this lady had with two mites. And he said, who gave the most? Everybody would say, oh, in your natural carnal mind would say, oh, he did because he gave all this money, but it didn't hurt him. He said that woman gave too much. That's all she had. And that's why I looked at him, emptying out his pockets. He just put everything in there that he had. You can see because you can see his pockets was out. He pulled his pockets out. That's all he had. Woo, put it all in there. Then he had to go out and get bottles and cans, whatever he had to deal with to be able to come up again. Think about it, man. Come on. That's powerful. It says, verse 7, for the sons of Thaliah, that wicked woman, had broken up the house of the Most High. And also all the delicate things of the house of the Most High did they bestow upon Baalim, that idol that y'all calling on when y'all say Lord. You see that? This ain't nothing new. We've been doing it. Been doing it all throughout our story, man. There it is. I mean, we always been doing these things, man. Sad to say, but it's real. See, look, Baali. This is from the Zonovan Compact Bible Dictionary. Says, my, Lord, my, Master. The common name for all local gods. See, just what we're doing, man. And they even have, they have, they put ISHI, Hosea, which represent my HUSBAND, still got you. Still going back to BAAL. That's what it means. When you look at BAAL, you got HUSBAND. First word that it means is LORD. HUSBAND, also MASTER. And they put it in there, you know, so that we'll be calling on their God, BAAL. No different. That's why you see right here, this wicked woman. Verse 7, 2 Chronicles 24:7. 24:7. Ain't that something? For the sons of Athaliah, that wicked woman, see, had broken up the house of the Most High, and also all the delicate things of the house of the Most High did they bestow upon Baalim. You see, ain't nothing new under the sun, still to this day. And after the king's commandment, they made a chest and set it without at the gate of the house of the Most High. And they made a proclamation through Judah and Jerusalem to bring in to the Most High the collection that Moses, the servant of the Most High, laid upon Israel in the wilderness, the laws that he gave us coming from the Most High, and all the princes of all the people rejoiced and brought in and cast it to the chest until they had made an end. Now it came to pass that at what time the chest was brought unto the king's office by the hand of the Levites, and when they saw that there was much money, we had money, y'all. We had money. That's why when we fell in 70 AD, man, shoot, man, I tell you, everybody got rich. All the nations got rich when we fell. Can you imagine how much King Solomon had? King David first, then he passed it down to King Solomon. Come on, man. King scribe and the high priest officer came and emptied the chest and took it and carried it into his place again. Thus they did day by day and gathered money in abundance. You hear that? Gathered money in abundance. A little something mount up to a lot. And the king of Jehoiada give it to such as did the work of the service of the house of the Most High, and hired masons. These are the ones that's the bricklayers and carpenters, the ones that were dealing with the wood, to repair the house of the Most High, and also such as wrought iron and brass to mend the house of the Most High. So the workmen wrought, and the work was perfected by them, and they set the house of the Most High in his state and strengthened it. Okay? And when they had finished it, they brought the rest of the money before the king and Jehoiada, whereof were made vessels for the house of the Most High, even vessels to minister and to offer withal, and spoons and vessels of gold and silver. And they offered burnt offerings in the house of the Most High continually all the days of Jehoiada. But Jehoiada waxed old and was full of days when he died. And 130 years old was he when he died. Because Most High, he told us we don't live a day, and then he gave us 120 years. So him to live 130 years was a blessing. He lived 10 years over the amount of days that he said we would live. Now he's giving us 70 years. That's all. So anything beyond 70 years is a blessing. All praises to the Most High. So I'm gonna just show Let's continue. Let's say, and they buried him in the city of David, Jehoiada the priest, among the kings, right? Because he had done good in Israel. I mean, he kept the laws and, commandments both toward Most High and toward his house, toward we, the children of Israel, the family of Israel. And now the death of Jehoiada came the princes of Judah. And after the death of Jehoiada came the princes of Judah and made obeisance to the king. Then the king hearkened unto them, right? And they left the house of the Most High power of their fathers and served groves and idols. Man, see that? See that? We left the house of the Most High and served groves and idols. And wrath came upon Judah and Jerusalem for their trespass. The wrath came upon them. That's why the wrath will come upon us and Jacob's trouble that's coming. That people don't realize. That's why my Shabbat said this. Y'all better understand. I mean, the preacher here, look what he said. See, people think, oh, just because you live in a certain way now, it don't mean nothing. You ain't ready. That's why you always got to be ready. Look what he said. For the time that we got to deal with, in Jacob's trouble, he said in Matthew 24 and 21. You gotta understand this. He said, for then, the time that we got to look forward to shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, that this time nor ever shall be. Great tribulation on this earth. So great. He said, it's so great. Since the beginning of the world has never been like the tribulation that's coming on this earth, y'all. To this time, say, no, nor ever shall be. Listen. And except those days of this tribulation, this great tribulation that's going to be on this earth, he said, except those days should be shortened. There should no flesh be saved. You hear that? He said, he ain't shortened the days. He said, there should no flesh be saved. That's the days that we look to. But there's a condition for the elect's sake, the same elect that we read about in Revelation 11 and 13, that remnant that can be affrighted and give glory to the Most High. That's the elect. The elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. You don't have to shorten the days. He said, will be no flesh left. He said, ain't never been no days that's coming on this earth. Most High Rock to Zawan, you'll have to face. That's why I tell you, you got to be ready instead of getting ready. You better tap into who it is that can actually bring you out of it or have you not have to deal with it. That's the Most High. Well, Mashiach Yahushua, man. Mashiach Yahushua. Look, 2 Chronicles 24, verse 19. It said, yet he sent prophets to them to bring them again unto the Most High, as he's doing these last days. You see, we gathering ourselves together. You gather yourself together, but what's the point of gathering yourself together if you're not bringing them to the Most High? You see how important this is? Yet he sent prophets to them to bring them again unto the Most High. And they testified against them, but they would not give ear. Testify against wicked Israelites. They ain't want to listen. And the Spirit of the Most High came upon Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada, the priest. So Zechariah got a book, right? Zechariah, the son of the priest. Jehoiada, that's his son, Zechariah, was stood above the people. You know, we used to have those platforms, stood above the people and said unto them, thus say the Most High, why transgress ye the commandments of the Most High? Like we saying now, I'm saying it. Why do you transgress the commandments of the Most High that ye cannot prosper? Because ye have forsaken the Most High by not keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, y'all. He have also forsaken you. That's why, come on. And they conspired against him and stoned him with stones. You know? They conspired against Zechariah and stoned him with stones at the commandment of the king in the court of the house of the Most High. That's something. Killed him. He's standing above him, talking to him, telling him, man, come on, man. Simply do the Most High's commandments. Keep the Most High's laws. And they stoned him to death. And they conspired against him and stoned him with stones at the commandment of the king in the court of the house of the Most High. Thus Joash the king remembered not the kindness which Jehoiada, his father, had done to him. See how easy it is to forget the love that somebody showed you, the compassion that someone showed you. This is our people. This is us. We're the same people of the book. Bing, that's why a lot of you gonna leave, because you're wicked. And the Most High know who you are. You don't want us to come back together. You don't want us to come back together to get in the good grace and mercy of the Most High. Come on. That's the whole objective of everything, is to keep us away from the Most High. Just like you see how this wicked Joash, excuse me. Because Jehoiada is Zechariah's dad. Thus, verse 22, thus Joash the king remembered not the kindness which Jehoiada his father, that's Zechariah's father, had done to him, but slew his son, killed his son. And when he died, he said, the Most High look upon it and require it. When he died, his last words, the Most High look upon you killing me and required of you. It came to pass at the end of the year that the host, the army of Syria came up against him. And they came to Judah and Jerusalem and destroyed all the princes of the people from among the people and sent all the spoil that they robbed us of them unto the king of Damascus. For the army of the Syrians came with a small company of men, and the Most High delivered a very great host into their hand. It came with a small company of armies, men. Even though it was smaller than the numbers that we had, the Most High delivered, us into their hand, because they had forsaken the Most High power of their fathers, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So they executed judgment against Joash. And when they were departed from him, for they left him in great diseases, jacked up with diseases, his own servants conspired against him for the blood of the sons of Jehoiada the priest. Oh, he done killed more than Zechariah can say the sons of Jehoiada the priest, and slew him on his bed. While he's on his bed, killed him. See? God say the eyes of the Most High upon everyone. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man, and even the secret parts. So the sons of Jehoiada the priest, he had killed him, man. And slew him on his bed, killed him on his bed, and he died. And they buried him in the city of David, but they buried him not in the sepulchres of the king, because he got wicked. So remember, he was all right, folks. Remember, he was all right. In 2 Chronicles 24:2, and Joash, the king, did that which was right in the sight of the Most High all the days of Jehoiada the priest. You see, during Jehoiada the priest, yeah, he was righteous. No, so he died. He got wicked, man. Killing his sons, man. A lot of times, it'd be jealousy. People that really don't like you, but they, deal with you. But when the book is closed, they really, behind the scene, jealous, or just don't like you. So what did he do? Once Jehoiada, the priest, died, killed his sons. You know, more than Jeremiah. Excuse me, not Jeremiah, but Zechariah. It says, look, verse 25 says what? And when they were departed from him, for they left him in great diseases, his own servants conspired against him for the blood of the sons of Jehoiada the priest, and slew him on his bed, killed him on his bed, for the blood of the sons of Jehoiada. Wicked Israelites, man. This wicked king. He started reigning when he was 7 years old. Think about that. Slew him on his bed, and he died. And they buried him in the city of David, but they buried him not in the scepters of the kings, because he was wicked. And these are they that conspired against him. Sabad, son of Shemiah, and Ammonites, so-called Japanese woman, and Jehoshaphat, the son of Sharif, a Moabitess, that's Chinese woman. Now concerning his sons and the greatness of the burdens laid upon him and the repairing of the house of the Most High, behold, they are written in the story of the book of the kings. And the Messiah, his son, reigned in his stead. See, we had king after king after king at this time, you know, coming into power. Either they were wicked or either they were righteous. Now let's look at Jeremiah 26. Jeremiah 26. Y'all give a like if you can. And you can, once you push the like, you'll see a hype button come up, hit the hype. That'll help this go out. Because we need this. Jeremiah 26. And verse 20. And there was also a man that prophesied in the name of the Most High by Shama Mashiach Yahushai, Elijah, son of Shemaiah of Kirjath Jearim, who prophesied against this city and against this land according to all the words of Jeremiah. And when Jehoiakim, the king, with all his mighty men, his army, and all the princes heard his words, the king sought to put him to death. But when Uriah heard it, he was afraid and fled. He ran. He got away from him and went into Egypt, ran into Egypt. And Jehoiakim, the king, sent men into Egypt looking for him. Namely, Onan, son of Achbor, and certain men with him into Egypt. And went to Egypt, go get him. And they fetched forth Uriah out of Egypt. They caught him in Egypt and brought him unto Jehoiakim the king, who slew him with the sword, killed him with the sword, and cast his dead body into the graves of the common people. Nevertheless, the hand of Ahikam, son of Shaphan, was with Jeremiah. They should not give him into the hand of the people to put him to death. See that? Trying to look around was being threatened with death, man, death sentence, man. You know, like, I've had many death sentences, especially when I had the TV show on the radio. So You know, people are doing certain things now, you know. You just got to endure to the end. Go to Matthew, the 14th chapter. Look at verse 1. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of a Mashiach Yahushua, right? So Herod heard about the Mashiach Yahushua, fame of a Mashiach Yahushua, even though he didn't make himself no reputation. He humbled himself. Look, he famous. That's why I say when you look at, it's not what it is that you see, it's not necessarily what it really is. Because you know they lie, they liars. So what you think it is, it's not necessarily what it really is. Especially like on YouTube and all these social medias and all that stuff, man. What you think it is not necessarily what it really is. They got to make sure they suppress what it is that will bring you closer to the Most High. That's a known fact. So his fame was known, right? But look how he was rolling. Philippians 2 and 5. It said, let this mind be in you, which was also when Mashiach Yahushua. Verse 7, it says, but made himself of no reputation. He wasn't trying to be somebody in the Roman Empire. He made himself no reputation and took upon him the form of a servant and was made in the likeness of men, like every other man. And being found and fashioned as a man, he humbled himself. See, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death. That's the whole thing that this Bible is talking about, us being obedient to the Most High. That obedience is obedient to the Most High because he did not sin. Unto death, even the death of the cross, meaning the affliction that he had to go through. You see, wherefore the Most High highly exalted him and given him a name above every name, that at the name of Mashiach Yahushua, every knee should bow of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Mashiach Yahushua is the power to the glory of the Most High, the Father. That's what the Most High has done. So now going back to Matthew 14 and 1, knowing that he didn't exalt himself, he didn't make himself no reputation, but him doing what he did, humble himself, this is what works. All you got to do is look at what it says. You do the same thing, then, hey, you got to wait. Say, he that exalted himself shall be abased, gonna be brought down. He that humbled himself shall be exalted. Simple as that. That's why he humbled himself. He was exalted. That's why I say Most High highly exalted him, give him a name above every name. I mean, it is what it is. Matthew 14 and 1. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Mashiach and said unto his servant, this is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works do show for themselves in him. But Herod had laid hold on John and bound him and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife. You know, John was a prophet, John the Baptist. He had put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife, because you're supposed to have his brother's Philip's wife. But John said unto him, it is not lawful for thee to have her, because the only way you can have your brother's wife if he hadn't brought forth any children. His brother had not brought forth any children. That's when you can have your brother's wife. You have a wife and your brother didn't bring forth children and died, then that man was supposed to, the law says that man was supposed to marry his brother's wife and bring forth seed to keep his name going. That's the law. Anybody say you can't have multiple wives? If a man got a wife already, he still got to take his brother's wife. And if he didn't do that, they brought him in front of the judges, one of the elders, man, and she spit in his face and unloosed his shoe. Like, so he had to walk around with a shoelace. Everybody knew that, oh, you the man with the shoelace, lace untied, you know what I mean? Because you didn't do what you're supposed to do, what the Most High said you're supposed to do. So John telling him, hey, man, you're not supposed to have your brother's wife. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude because they counted him as a prophet. You see, we're dealing with persecuting other prophets. John the Baptist was a prophet. They counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was kept, and we didn't celebrate birthdays, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. So she danced in front of Herod. The daughter of Herodias, so he already had seed. His brother already had a daughter. They don't say how many children he had, but you know that he had that child. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. He promised with an oath, whatever you want, I'll give you. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, give me here John Baptist's head in a charger. Yes, like, you have like you have your meat or you have your dish, you have the little like globe on top of it, open it up. They give me John the Baptist's head on a charter. And the king was sorry. Nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her. John the Baptist, beheaded. And his head was brought, and he sent and beheaded John in the prison. That's why I say, man, persecution of the prophets, man. And the prophets are Israelites. And he sent and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought in a charger and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother. Come on, man, it's wickedness, man. And the disciples came and took up the body and buried it and went and told the Mashiach Yahushua. When the Mashiach Yahushua heard it, it's his cousin. He departed thence by ship into the desert place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. Think about it. He went on a ship somewhere, and they heard where he went. They didn't go across. They didn't go across the waters on the ship. They went walking to where he was at. The Mashiach went forth and saw a great multitude, and was moved with compassion toward them, and he healed their sick. Can you imagine how he felt though? Because John the Baptist was spoken of. He came before Mashiach Yahushua. It's a known fact that is what he was going to do. He would come before them, Mashiach Yahushua. These are the things he had to endure. Jeremiah 19. I think Jeremiah 19. Start at verse 3. Jeremiah 19 and 3. And say, hear ye the word of the Most High. Again, O kings of Judah. O kings of Judah. Inhabitants of Jerusalem. The Israelites that were living in Judah. In the southern kingdom. Thus said the Most High, power of hope, power of army of angels, power of Israel. You see that? The power of Israel, the Israelites. Behold, I will bring evil upon this place, the which whosoever heareth his ears shall tingle. When you hear about this evil, your ears gonna tingle, he said. Why? Because they have forsaken me. You think it's not important? Most I said, he gonna bring evil because we forsook the Most High. He forsook the Most High. Because they have forsaken me and have estranged this place and have burned incense in it unto other gods, other idols, whom neither they nor their fathers have known, like it is with these religions today. The Most High he never gave us a religion. He gave us laws, statutes, commandments, and judgment. You go by it. Moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and sacrificial laws. So all these religions are not keeping or teaching the laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High. So it's no different than the gods. They're different other gods. And y'all calling on the God Baal, which is Lord or Master. It's right there. You read the Most High said, hey, be circumspect. Don't let the name of other gods come out of their mouth. This is what we're doing as a people, offending him. And y'all try and justify offending the Most High. You don't want to hear. You don't want to hear. Y'all hard-headed. Whom neither they nor their fathers have known. Tell me this. When the Most High came down and wrote the laws with his finger, he wrote the laws pertaining to what the Catholic Church believed in. Talk to me. When he wrote the laws in Deuteronomy 9 and 10, tell you he wrote the laws with his finger. He wrote the decree of the Baptist Church, Jehovah's Witness, Church of Christ, Holiness, Lutheran, any of these religions, Seventh-day Adventists. When he came down and wrote the laws with his finger, he wrote the laws of what they believe in. So these religions that you believe in, they follow the Most High's work that he did with his finger in writing the laws to give to the children of Israel. Yes or no? Talk to me. You think in your wildest dream that your Christ, whatever you want to call it, today is following the Most High rules and regulations. When we read earlier, some of you coming in late, Revelation 22 and 14, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, may enter into the gates of the city. This is our book, the 12 tribes of Israel. Once we establish this is our book, straight up, without a shadow of doubt. But my shadow shall tell you in Hebrews 7:14, but it's evidence of fact that our power of Mashiach Yahushua sprang out of Judah. He came out of the tribe of Judah. Our forefather Jacob's fourth born son, who was an Israelite. His name was changed to Israel. We became Israelites. That's why it says Jeremiah 19 and 4, because they have forsaken me and have estranged this place and have burned incense in it unto other gods, other idols, other religions today, whom neither they nor their fathers have known. You tell me Isaiah knew about the Catholic Church, Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, any of these religions, Seventh-day Adventists. Y'all know about all these different religions. You can go in the Bible and say that's what they were following. I mean, that's why I say, man, sad, but a lot of our people, man, they're going to burn, man. They're going to deal with the judgment. It says, and have burned incense in it unto other gods, whom neither they nor their fathers have known, because they have forsaken the Most High, nor the kings of Judah, and have filled this place with the blood of innocents. I mean, we sacrifice our children to these different gods, different religions. Religion comes from the Latin word religio, mean to hold back, keep down, or restrain. That's what it's doing To anyone that's in any religion, you've been held back, kept down and restrained from the truth and the laws and commandments of the Most High. You see, we sacrifice the blood of the innocents, man. That's the children that have built also the high places of Baal. That's what we did. So when you understand, real simple, that that's their God, Baal. That's why when you look at what these heathen know, and what most of our people don't know, don't have a clue of, um, they know that we went into captivity for our iniquity. But we don't know it because we stuck on, following whatever the world is giving to us, man. We've been programmed. That's why I say our brain's been polluted. Not washed, but our brains, where we think, has been polluted. That's why the Most High told us, look, go to Isaiah 47. He told us what he did. You ain't want to listen to me? Okay, he said, just what he said he gonna do. And especially since we got into this particular captivity, Isaiah 47:6, he said, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance. Hear that? He said, it was wroth with us. His people are the children of Israel. My people. I was wroth with my people, the children of Israel. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand, into the so-called white man's hand, the Edomite's hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. On the old people, say, very heavily laid their yoke. So this is what he said they've done. They're going to do. Look, Jeremiah 19:5 says, they have built also the high places of Baal, which means Lord, which means Husband, which means Master. And the law tells us in Exodus 23:13, don't let these names come out of their mouth. To burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings. Hear this? This is what we did. Burnt our sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal. It's no different if you got your son or your daughter calling on the name that represents Baal, Lord. Come on. You can go to any Bible dictionary. It seems like it's a never-ending story. I don't know. I think that should be it right there. You can see that, because every time I put it up, they put it in the wrong position, so you can't really see the side to be able to see the definition. Can I get a 1 or a 7 if someone can actually see right here? Baal, what it means right here. You can freeze it and see it. Can you see it? Can you see the definition? It says Baal. It means Lord. And they got that all over the Bible. A lot of people, y'all say Lord more than you say the Most High or Mashiach Messiah or any other name, which is Baal. Master. Husband. You couldn't see it? Okay. Let me see. Let me try it. The water flow. That answer. Let me try it. Moving it to another position. What about now? Can you see it now? Okay. I hope you can see it. And we're gonna move on. But like I said, you can get any Bible dictionary, and it's gonna say the same thing. BAL means LORD. It's a little blurry. Okay. Well, I'll just try and eventually come up to another higher standard to be able to put it out there. But like I say, you can on your own. You can get if you get. You should have this anyway. That's part of our tools right here. The Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Um. So Jeremiah 19:5 it said they have built also the high places of Baal to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal, which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither came it into my mind. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Most High, that this place shall no more be called Topheth, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. And I will make void the counsel of Judah and Jerusalem in this place, whatever they say. Say, I'm going to make it void. And I will cause them to fall by the sword because their enemies, before their enemies, selected. See, will cause us to fall by the sword before their enemies and by the hands of them that seek their lives. And their carcasses will I give to be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. And I will make this city desolate and in hissing. Everyone that passes thereby shall be astonished and hiss because of all the plagues thereof. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters. Since you want to burn them in the fire, say I'm gonna cause us to eat the flesh of our sons and our daughters. And they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend in the seeds and straightness. It's gonna be so hungry you got to reach over and eat your own son, your own daughter, your own friend in the siege, man. As we go into captivity. And straightness, he said, well, with their enemies and they that seek their lives shall straighten them. Then shall thou break the bottle in the sight of the men that go with thee. Break the bottle with the men that go with us, man, and shall say unto them, thus say the most high power of hope, most high power of army of angels. So what? Even so even so will I break this people and this city. Talk about us. Why? Verse 4, because they have forsaken me, and we forsook the Most High, as it is this day. He wrote the laws with his finger, and you give the Most High your middle finger. And so will I break this people and this city, as one breaketh a potter's vessel that cannot be made whole again. And they shall bury them in Tophet, till there be no place to bury. So, till there be no place to bury. That's like over the whole land, you know? Till there be no place to bury a body. Thus will I do unto this place, said the Most High, unto the inhabitants thereof, and even make this city as Tophet. In the houses of Jerusalem, in the houses of the kings of Judah, shall be defiled as the place of Tophet, because of all the houses upon whose roofs they have burned incense unto the all the hopes of heaven. That's what we did. We burned incense to all the hopes of heaven, and have poured out drink offerings unto other gods, other idols. Do you understand? You know, like the Most High said, I did so much good to us. And we turn our back to look at worshiping something that he made, the sun, the moon, the stars, the hosts of heaven. That's why he said in Jeremiah 10:2, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. He came out and told us in Psalm 96:5, for all the gods of the nations are idols. But the Most High made the heaven because that's what they worship. Idols. And here we are. We had a power of powers of powers, and we gonna worship something tangible that you can see. The Most High's invisible power. And he showed his power. We seen his power. We seen him. It was passed down to us orally before we came into the Greek Empire. We knew who we were. Period. Jeremiah speaking, we know we the Israelites here. We know the Most High exists. And we turn to worship the host of heaven. If you can't feel that, you don't love the Most High. And poured out drink offerings unto other gods. Then came Jeremiah from Tophet, whither the Most High had sent him to prophesy. And he stood in the court of the Most High's house and said to all the people, look what he said. Thus said the Most High power of hosts. Thus said the Most High power of army of angels. The power of Israel. Can't get no clearer than that. He's not the power of the Edomites, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Elamites, the Hamites. He's the power of Israel, the Israelites. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. That's why you Israelites need to be naming those tribes, man. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah, other people are going to leave because he's not their power. They're spiritual. This is spiritual, y'all. Thus say the Most High power of hosts, Most High power of army of angels, the power of Israel. Behold, I will bring upon this city and upon all her towns all the evil that I have pronounced against it. Why? Because they have hardened their necks, and that they might not hear my words. Just like you harden your necks now and don't want to hear the words of the Most High to change from your wicked ways. You understand? What are you, Micah, Hera, what are you doing, man? I mean, what's your deal? Are you dealing with what I'm talking about? You just got your own agenda. You need to open up your own room and deal with what you see. Because what you're saying is off. What we talking? What's the subject matter we talking about? We ain't talking about no skin color. Ain't no color came out in this lesson at all. Period. So what you talking about? Whatever you about, go somewhere else and bring about what you about. If you're not gonna stay with the topic that we're dealing with. Open up your room and go tell somebody else that. You can't teach me nothing. If you're not an Israelite, what tribe are you from? You can guarantee your tribe. If you're not an Israelite, you ain't teaching me nothing. That's why the Most High told us this. We the teachers. You ain't no teacher. Get out of here. Told us in Jeremiah 12:16, he said, and it shall come to pass. That's where we at right now. If they, you other nations, will diligently learn the ways of my people. Right, okay. Most I didn't choose no Jewish tribe. Listen, and it shall come to pass if they will diligently learn the ways of my people. Who's my people? The children of Israel. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar, those 12 tribes. You see? It says, to swear by my name. Y'all can't even say the name. Y'all say the name. Swear by his name. The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of those 12 tribes in Israel. I mean, I bet you can't name the 12 tribes. Guaranteed. To swear by my name, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the most I live, as they taught my people to swear by B-A-A-L. That's what y'all done. That's your power. B-A-A-L, which means Lordmasterhusband. Then shall they be built in the midst of my people, the 12 tribes of Israel. But the condition is, but if they will not obey, what? Diligently learning the ways of my people, the Most High's people, it says, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation. That was said the Most High. So we the teachers, man. Point blank. Y'all don't have your opportunity to teach, man. That's why we are lost now. And with that, let's continue where we was at. Let's go to Jeremiah 20. Jeremiah 20 and 1, verse 1. That's why y'all supposed to be listening to learn. Jeremiah 20 and 1. Now, for sure, see, we didn't want to hear the words of the Most High. So it said, now for sure, the son of Immer the priest, who was also the chief governor in the house of the Most High, see how they put L-O-R-D there, meaning B-A-A-L? Well, I don't say it. Heard that Jeremiah prophesied these things, then for sure smote Jeremiah. Hear that? The prophet. Hear that? What is Jeremiah doing? He's speaking the words of the Most High. Then for sure smote Jeremiah, the prophet, and put him in the stocks that were in the high gate of Benjamin, which was by the house of the Most High. Put him in stocks, man. You know, like they have your head out, have your hands on the wood. Put him in stocks, man. Look, and it came to pass, verse 3, on the morrow that for sure brought forth Jeremiah out of the stocks, took him out of the stocks. Then said Jeremiah unto him, the Most High have not called thy name for sure, but Magor Mizpeh. For thus said the Most High, behold, I will make thee a terror to thyself and to all thy friends. Some of you a terror to yourself and all your friends. And they shall fall by the sword of their enemies. So I'm going to kill every last one of you. They're going to fall by the sword of their enemies. And thine eyes shall behold it. You're going to see it. And I will give all Judah into the hand of the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. And he shall carry them captive into Babylon, and shall slay them with the sword. More, I will deliver all the strength of this city, and all the labors thereof, everything we labor for, all the precious things thereof, and all the treasures of the kings of Judah will I give into the hand of their enemies, which shall spoil them and take them and carry them to Babylon. And thou, Pashur, and all that dwell in thine house shall go into captivity. And thou shalt come to Babylon, and there shalt thou die. He said, when you go to Babylon, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to put you to death. Because Most High have the issue from life or death. And shall be buried there, thou and all thy friends to whom thou hast prophesied lies. It's very important. That's why you talk about, people that's prophesying lies. They're not really dealing with this word that the Most High is talking about. That's why I deal with the word of the Most High, period. Hear what Jeremiah said. It's pretty deep. Jeremiah said, "O Most High, Thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Wow. Thou art stronger than I, and I have prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everyone mocketh me. Everybody making fun of me, just like they do us. But I ain't gonna say the Most High deceived me, and I was deceived. No way. That's what Jeremiah said. No, the Most High called him. Look, Most High called him. He was young. Jeremiah was a crying preacher, though. The crying prophet. I'll say. Look what it said. Uh, go to Jeremiah, the first chapter. Um, Start at verse 4. Then the word of the Most High came unto me, Jeremiah, saying, Behold, I formed thee in the belly. I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. He said, before you came out of your mother's womb, I cleaned you up. No one who you are. No one who I'm bringing in this earth. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Hear that? And we 12 nations that make up one nation. And then said I, oh, Most High power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. She was a young child. What the Most High called him. But the Most High said unto him, say not I am a child, but thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. That's why a lot of times when people don't get on mission, when you don't understand, it's like you have to speak. They have to speak what the Most High ordained them to speak from the Spirit of the Most High. That's what he's telling Jeremiah. Jeremiah said, "I'm a child, man." Like Moses tried. I started. I can't speak, so I got something for you. You know your brother Aaron. He gonna be the priest. I'll let him speak for you. I'm gonna come to you, tell you whatever it is. He had to tell, and Aaron knew how to, I mean, that's his brother. He knew how to understand what his brother was saying. Ain't no excuse, man. Ain't no excuse when the Most High called you to do it on a mission, man. You gotta do what he say do. That's what Jeremiah understand. He said, be not afraid of their faces. Hear that? Why you gotta say be not afraid of their faces? Because we were jacked up, man. Back in this day, man. Our people wicked. It says, be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee. See, don't be afraid of the faces. I'm with you to deliver thee, said the Most High. Then the Most High put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Most High said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See that? Remember what it said about the prophets we read earlier? Earlier this lesson in 2 Peter's 1:20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. No private interpretation of man. It said, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of the Most High spake as they were moved by the Spirit of the Most High, which is the Holy Spirit, right? That's why it said, Jeremiah 1:9, then the Most High put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Most High said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. You see? See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. You see, that's what he told Jeremiah. So when you see Jeremiah coming with his coming with the word of the Most High, like every other prophet did. Let's go back to Jeremiah 20. Starting at verse 7. It said, O Most High, thou hast deceived me. I mean, that's bold to tell the Most High, man, you lied to me. What? And I was deceived. I was lied to. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everyone mocking me. Everybody making fun of him. For since I spake, I cried out. I cried violence and spoil, because the word of the Most High was made a reproach unto me, disgrace unto him, and a derision daily. Then I said, I will not make mention of him. Hear what he said? Jeremiah said, I ain't going to talk about the Most High. I ain't going to make mention of him. Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. Wow. But his word was in mine heart. The heart is in mine. His thoughts, as a burning fire set up in my bones. So that word of the Most High was in him like a burning fire in his bones. He couldn't help it but bring forth the word of the Most High. And I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. For I heard the defaming of many, fear on every side. Report, say they, and we will report it. My familiars watch for my halting, saying, perhaps he will be enticed, and we shall prevail against him, and we shall take our revenge on him. See that? Familiars, people that he knew, watch for my halting. They watch for his demise, man. Him to stop doing what he's doing, man. Are he going to endure? Saying, peradventure, perhaps he will be enticed, and we shall prevail against him, and we shall take all our revenge on him. See how they want to take a revenge on him? We bringing the word of the Most High. But the Most High is with me as a mighty terrible one. You hear that? And these are the things that people don't realize, when you don't have mission with the Most High, and you really believe in him, say, hey, he said, the Most High is with me as a mighty terrible one. That's why I tell you in Hebrews 10:31, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Most High, man. The living power. But the Most High is with me as a mighty terrible one. It say, therefore, my persecutors shall stumble. He said, the Most High with him. He with us as a mighty terrible one. He said, therefore, my persecutors shall stumble, and they shall not prevail. They shall be greatly ashamed, but they shall not prosper. Their everlasting confusion shall never be forgotten. You know that? And for all you that celebrate your birthdays, here go one that shows you about these birthdays where you can't find nobody, especially a Mashiach Yahushua or any of the prophets or apostles, celebrate their birthdays. Off topic, but still on point. Look what he said. Verse 14, he said, cursed be the day wherein I was born. That's the birthday, right? He said, cursed be the day wherein I was born. Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed. That's the birthday, isn't it? He said, let not the day that his mother birthed him be blessed. Wouldn't that be every day that his birthday is and every year? He said, listen, cursed be the man who brought tidings to my father, saying, a man-child is born unto thee, making him very glad. Cursing him. And let that man be as the cities which the Most High overthrew, and repented not. And let him hear the cry in the morning, and the shouting at noontide. He said, because he slew me not from the womb, or that my mother might have been my grave in having a miscarriage, and her womb to be always great with me. Wherefore came I forth out of the womb to see labor and sorrow for my days, that my days should be consumed with shame. I mean, he's telling, man, how to deal with captivity, man. And he said, look at Job. Job 3:1. Real quick. I mean, show me where somebody, that's an Israelite, celebrate their birthday in the Bible. Y'all following the pagan ways, man. Job 3:1. After this, opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. He cursed his day. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born. Now tell me that Job celebrated his birthday. He said, let the day perish then wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man child conceived. Let that day be darkness. Let not the Most High regard it from above. But y'all talking about happy birthday? Come on, man. Neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for that night, let darkness cease upon it. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. That's his birthday. Let it not come into the number of the months. Say, lo, let that night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up this morning. That's where morning comes from, you know. They would do all kind of heinous madness and slavery to us at night. And then they would come and say, good morning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. And they changed it to M-O-R-N-I-N-G. And y'all still following what it is that they came up with. Just change the letters, took the U out, and you got M-O-R-N-I-N-G. But initially it was morning, because you were sad. How you got good being sad? No. The things they had done to us the night before. Verse 9, he said, let the stars of the twilight thereof be dark. Instead of shining bright, let it be dark. Let the stars be dark. Let it look for light, trying to find light, but have none. Neither let it see the dawning of the day. He said, because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why died I? Not from the womb. Miscarriage. Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Stillborn. Why did the knees prevent me? Why did my mother's knees just close her knees? She couldn't open her legs and let me come out. Or why the breast that I should suck? But now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept. Then had I been at rest. That's your birthday is right there, y'all. We're going on concern. We didn't celebrate. You know, because it takes away praising the Most High. His name is jealous. And y'all say it's my day. The Most High day. Coming for us, you're gonna say every day is the Most High's day, but that day ain't his day. Ain't nobody really glorifying the Most High at no party, no birthday parties. Come on, man, give me a break. Been there, done that, seen it. Not much though, I'll say that. And give a like to the video. Jeremiah 38. Jeremiah 38. Jeremiah 38. Look at verse 4. Let me start at verse 3. It says, thus say the Most High. Jeremiah 38:3. Thus said the Most High, this city shall surely be given into the hand of the king of Babylon's army, which shall take it under King Nebuchadnezzar. And we was in the Babylonian captivity for 70 years. We, the 12 tribes of Israel, mainly Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and all the other northern tribes that was with us. He said, therefore the princes said unto the king, we beseech thee, let this man be put to death. See? He said, we beseech you, let this man be put to death. But thus he weakeneth the hands of the men of war that remain in the city, and the hands of all the people in speaking such words unto them. For this man seeketh not the welfare of this people, but the hurt. So he's not speaking, exalting the people, but the hurt. And he's bringing a word of the Most High. Then Zedekiah the king said, behold, he is in your hand. For the king is not he that can do anything against you. Then took they Jeremiah and cast him into the dungeon of Malchiah, the son of Hamalekah. Hamalech. That was the court of the prison. They put him in the dungeon, Jeremiah in prison. He bringing the word of the Most High. And they let down Jeremiah with cords. They let him down into this dungeon with cords. And in the dungeon, there was no water, but myrrh. So Jeremiah sunk in the myrrh. He sunk in the myrrh. Let him down in the myrrh. But bringing the words of the Most High. Just show you how we as a people, man, are so against the Most High. He's just bringing the word of the Most High. And we don't want to hear it. And that's kind of like what we deal with today, like people don't really want to be taught what this Bible really talking about. They want to remain in nothingnolity or crisp insanity, which is not dealing with Genesis to Malachi, to the 14 books of the Apocrypha, to the New Testament complete, to Revelations. 80 books. They're not dealing with that. They only have 66 books, you see. And they'll say that the Apocrypha, which is pretty much self-explanatory if you really read it, more so than the King James regular 66 books. Apocrypha is on another level. But they're just following the traditions of men. That's saying that you don't have to deal with the complete Bible. But the complete Bible, here's the complete King James 611 Bible right here. See? Holy Bible 1611, the original King James 611 Bible. The Protestant church took the Apocrypha out of the Bible. It's pretty, like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. They took it out. See here? I don't know if you can see or not, because you have a hard time seeing. You see the Apocrypha right here. 14 books. It's the original King James 611 Bible. Right there. See? Holy Bible, 1611, King James Version. It's right there. But we don't know that because we dealing with nothingnolity. Or just, a little bit of something here, a little bit of something there. Just go to church to get to feel good. And that's it. Look, Jeremiah 37 and verse 16. When Jeremiah was entered into the dungeon and into the cabins, and Jeremiah had remained there many days, then Zedekiah the king sent and took him out. The king asked him secretly in his house and said, is there any word from the Most High? You know Jeremiah's a prophet. Is there any word from the Most High? You see, but how did he put in the dungeon, in the prison? Is there any word from the Most High? And Jeremiah said, there is. For, said he, thou shalt be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon. You can be delivered to the hand of the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. Moreover, Jeremiah said unto King Zedekiah, what have I offended against thee? What have I done to offend you? Or against thy servants? Or against this people, that ye have put me in prison? Where are now your prophets, which prophesied unto you, saying, the king of Babylon shall not come against you, nor against this land? They were the prophets that's going to denounce what I'm telling you the Most High said, and let you know that the king Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, going to come and put you in captivity. So where your prophets that's going to deny that? Where you at that can prove that what it is that we have done in Hosea 5:15, where the Most High said, I'm going to go to my place until we acknowledge our offense and seek his face. In our affliction, we're going to seek him early. Where you at that can say that you're not offended the Most High? You can go before the Most High, and say to the Most High, I'm not offending you by calling you Lord, which is Baal. When I'm telling you and showing you over and over and over again, that's what it is in these last days, man. Woman, child. Oh, y'all don't want to hear it because y'all the same people that didn't want to hear it here. And some of you going to hear, and you caught up in whatever it is that you've been programmed to believe, and you you got to change. That's why Master Shai said you got to be born again. All he was saying was you got to change. Certain things is being found out, and y'all say Lord more than you say the Most High, more than you say power of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Yahweh, any other name that you call them. That's offensive. When you know what it is, and you know, even on Jeopardy, I'm showing you what they asked and saying, what is the 4-letter word of the Canaanite god Lord? And the man said, boop, Baal. Come on. We're not, tapped in enough to realize you got to go back and look. This is the #1 book. Bing, 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 bing. Look how people leaving. This is the #1 book that makes the most money in the world. And it was against the law for us to read this book, the Bible, in slavery. So they gave us the slave Bible, which they took the laws out, and a lot of different books and passages are taken out. Like they made these other Bibles that I've showed you that they took certain verses out and they put things in because they know that they're the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. That's what it says right here. Right here. They tell you that. So if you can't figure out the fact that they'll do anything, since they say that they're the Most High, you can't deny it. See, Holy Bible, that's why, a picture worth 1,000 words, right? Look, let me open up this Holy Bible and look right here. See right there? You see that? I want you to tell me. You see that picture right there, right? You know what it says underneath it? It says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. So look, this is a real ancient Bible. That's why I have to handle it with care. But you can see the picture, I hope. It's them. It's a so-called white man in the sky with a rag around his genital and all that, man, like saying that they the most high. So if they say they the most high, you know they say they're Mashiach Yahushua. I'm just keeping it real with you. We just dealing with the truth. You know they say they're him. That's supposed to be a Mashiach Yahushua of the Bible. And that's him when he was a baby with Joseph and Mary and the baby. Come on, man. And that's him when he was grown. Come on now. What they won't do? What they won't do? So that's why they put their idol in the Bible. God is a dramatic word they created. Lord is Baal, Master. And y'all say that more than y'all say the Most High. Power Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Lord, y'all wear that out. Because it's all in the Bible. So they got you programmed. Well, that's why I say it polluted us, man. It gave us into the hand of lawless enemies and the most wicked in all the world, and to an unjust king. That's what it says in Song of Three Holy Children 9. Ezekiel 7:24 says he gave us to the worst of the heathen. We the ones that messed up. He prophesied this was going to happen. All we had to do was keep the laws of the Most High, keep the commandments of the Most High. And we wouldn't have to go through captivity after captivity after captivity. Like Jeremiah telling Zedekiah, king of Judah. He said, hey, man, you're going into captivity. Straight up. Ain't no out of this, going into captivity. That's what he told them. So you're going into captivity. Jeremiah 37:18, he said, moreover, Jeremiah said unto King Zedekiah, what have I offended against thee, or against thy servants, or against this people, that ye have put me in prison? So what did I do to offend you, or against the people and your servants, that you put me in prison? Or are now your prophets, which prophesied unto you, saying, the king of Babylon shall not come against you, nor against this land? Say, where your prophets that can prophesy against what it is that I'm telling you, in that the Most High said, you're going into captivity. For 70 years, we went into captivity under the Babylonians, the Ethiopians, the Cushites, the Hamites. Therefore, hear now, I pray thee, O my power, the king, let my supplications, my cries, I pray thee, be accepted before thee, that thou cause me not to return to the house of Jonathan the scribe, lest I die there, lest he gonna kill me. Say, lest I die there. Then Zedekiah the king commanded that they should commit Jeremiah into the court of the prison, and that they should give him daily a piece of bread out of the baker's street, until all the bread in the city was spent. Thus Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. See? Matthew 23, in prison. For what? Bringing the word of the Most High. Matthew 23 and 36 and 37. Very true. I say unto you, I don't see that word right there. I almost said it. Verily goes back to Amen. They put it there, but we can just erase it. When I see it, I just mark it off my Bible. We can mark it out because it's Amen. And Truly, it goes back to Amen. I used to say, this word, and I put Truly. Until the brother came in and told us, hey, that goes back to Amen. We doing part and prophesying part. So therefore I stopped saying it. Knowing they put it in there, come on. I mean, he said, I say unto you, these things shall come upon that generation. These things shall come upon that generation. He said, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, O Israelites, Israelites, thou that killeth the prophets. You hear that? We killed the prophets. Thou that killeth the prophets, and stoned them which are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a man gathers her, even as a hen, gather her chicken under her wings, and ye would not. He said, I would have gathered you like a hen, how their little chicks and they be under her wings like that. But we would not, man. As you don't sing, if you go back, you're just coming in, go back and look at this lesson. So you see how we were and how we dealt with the prophets that were sent to the Most High. We didn't only kill them. It tells you in 2 Ezra 1:32 that we didn't only kill them, we tore their bodies to pieces, it says. But bringing the word of the Most High. Sad, man. What a sad case, man. Hebrews 11:37. Hebrews 11 chapter. Verse 37. It says, they were stoned. They were sawn asunder. You hear that? We so wicked, man. You hear what it said? They were stoned. They were stoned to death. They were sawn asunder. We cut them in half. We cut them in half, y'all. Were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented. Of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in the mountains and in dens and caves of the earth, hiding from wicked Israelites, want to kill them, stone them to death, to cut them in half, and tear their bodies in pieces like we did. And these all, having obtained a good report through faith in the Most High, received not the promise. Now we're waiting on the promise of the eternal life, the land, our land given back to us when we ain't gonna move no more. The Most High having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect. Come on, man. Without what we bring it for, in these last days, you're not gonna be made perfect. Because ain't nobody teaching the truth like we, the Hebrew Israelites, man. And what this Bible really talking about. And the tribes of Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. We have not dealt with to dismiss us from being a nation. We still here. That's why Paul said, look, because y'all like to believe in Paul, right? That's what Paul said in Romans 11:1 and 2. A lot of y'all say y'all spiritual Israel. No, man. He said, look, Romans 11:1. I say then, hath the Most High cast away his people? Most High forbid. This is people. For I also am an Israelite. That's his people. Had the Most High cast us away? Had the Most High cast away his people? The Most High forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. The Most High have not cast away his people, which he foreknew, that he knew of the past, the present, and the future. Because look, break this down. Tell your preacher, break this down. Look at that, all praise the Most High. When you turn the page, you go right there. Come on, man. That's all praise the Most High. Revelation 7:4. And I heard the number of them which was sealed. This is the ruling part of what Mashiach was shot. And there was sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. This is the kingdom, y'all. Of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. 144,000. 12,000 from each of the tribes of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. Of the tribe of Reuben was sealed 12,000. That's gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. And the tribe of Gad was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. Of the tribe of Asher was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. Of the tribe of Naphtali was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. Of the tribe of Manasseh was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. Of the tribe of Simeon was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. Of the tribe of Levi was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. Of the tribe of Issachar was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. Or the tribe of Zebulun was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. Or the tribe of Joseph was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. Or the tribe of Benjamin was sealed 12,000. Gonna rule with Mashiach Yahushua. By showing Mashiach Yahushua when he come back to judge and make war and set righteousness up on this earth, a righteous kingdom upon this earth, man. We ain't done away with. Come on, man. I better understand. Moreover, Revelation 21:12. Come on. Tell them to break this down. Who is this? Revelation 21:12. This is the New Jerusalem. It said it had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. And at the gates, 12 angels, one angel on each gate, right? And names written thereon. Names written thereon. Salaka. Names written thereon. Listen. Which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. On the east 3 gates, so each gate had one of the names of the 12 tribes on it. On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates, right? So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 tribes on the north, 3 tribes on the south, that's 6. 3 tribes on the east, that's 9. And 3 tribes on the west, that's 12. Each gate has the name of the 12 tribes on it. And an angel that's guarding, making sure that those tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar, gonna come through them gates. That's why you look at Revelation 14:12. I'm just about finished. I'm gonna have to continue this on the Shabbat. Revelation 14:12. Here's the patience of the saints who are the 12 tribes of Israel. We read Psalm 148:14. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High. Keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Mashiach Yahushua. Now we can go back to Revelation 22:14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, right? Blessed are they that do the commandments of the Most High. Moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, right? That they may have right to the tree of life. You see, they may have right to the tree of life. Listen, and may enter in through the gates into the city. We just showed you going through the gates, the children of Israel. The 144,000, 12,000 from each of the tribes of Israel. Point blank. You can't get no other nation that's going through them gates into New Jerusalem. Look, let me show you New Jerusalem. Uh, Revelation 21, verse 1. It's the kingdom. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her groom. You see, I'm not saying that word Husband because it go back to what? Baal. But it's right there. You're going to say it. You know, I'm not saying it. You see? And so with that, I say, all praise to the Most High, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai. All praise to Mashiach Yahushai, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai, in the name of the Lord and Savior. And to water for joining me, hit the like button before you leave out here. Just one little touch of that like button, you know, and hit the hype button so it can be going out to more people to hear this, because it's very important that, you know, we see this. And with that, I say, Kwam Abanawa Yahweh, Kwam Mashiach Yahushai, and Kwam Yasharallah. And join me on the Shabbat night, same place at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Mountain time, 9 p.m. Central time, and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that, I'm out. Shalom. The water, y'all.